Hi, Jenny. What's up, Jenny? I am sorry that I cannot answer any question regarding the study guide materials. Sorry, Jenny. I have received a lot of emails regarding those questions on a study guide. I just can't answer those questions. If there is any topic like specifically you want me, for example, let's say that you want me to talk about rejecting H0, the rules, regulations, and different methods. Generally speaking, I can go over those, no problem. Well, if it is missing information, then there might be similar situation. That's exactly why I do not answer these questions. I'm just letting you know that there might be a similar situation on your final exam, and then you have four answers, right? So I'm not going to do any more. That's where I stop. Okay, I'm glad that you're good now. Thank you. I really apologize to you guys, but this has been my policy since, I've been teaching here at Long State and even other campuses. With the study guide, I do not provide unless, I have made a mistake somewhere. Like you might say, okay, now we have missing information regarding to this. That's not a mistake. All right. So I cannot be very specific. Why? Because your questions are multiple choice questions. Thank you, Jenny. Now that we are getting to the end of this semester, I'm learning a little bit more about these lighting and lives and things like that. I have more lights in the background. in order to make it more clear for you guys. But unfortunately, it looks like the fall also is going to be the same. So we're going to do everything online. That's how it looks like. Well, so far, Jenny, that's what they say. I know that's not good, but that's what we're shooting for. At least we have been told we're going to start, or we have to get prepared to go online for fall courses as well. But I hope it doesn't happen. Yeah, I really miss school. I really miss my students. Um, I don't know about you guys. Yep. Stephanie, Stephanie, yeah, I know you had a question about the p-value and all that. And here we go, Jenny. She is the one who asked a question about those study guide materials, and I did not answer the question. Let's see, how to find the p-value for a population mean. Well, sigma unknown situation. What you do is, it depends. Now, let me go to the board. So it depends, Stephanie, it depends what case you're talking about. If you are talking about H0, stating that the mu is greater than or equal to mu sub 0, that means HA is mu less than or equal to mu sub 0. If this is the case, the first thing we do is we calculate Z, the Z that we calculate. So X I minus mu divided by sigma over the square root of n, we find the Z that we have calculated, okay? And then if it's this case, this is the lower case. I'm sorry, lower tail. This is the lower tail, this tail right here. If it is this case, we go to the Z table. Stephanie, we go to the Z table. Whatever the area that we read off of the Z table, that is going to be our p-value, okay? If the case is H0, stating that the mu is less than or equal to mu sub 0, then HA states that the mu is greater than mu sub 0. If this is the case, this is the upper tail, right? We find the Z calc, Then we go to the Z table, we locate the Z calc, and we read the area. This is the upper tail. The area that we read is going to be this area right here, this one right there. Then we do 1 minus whatever that area is, that whatever that this gives us, that is going to be our p-value. That's for this case. Okay? Now, for equal, not equal, let me see if I can have this. Okay, for, you know what, let me just erase this. For equal and not equal case, if this is the case, we go ahead and we find the Z calc. Okay, we go to the Z table. This is two-tail hypothesis testing. We go to the Z table, we take that Z on the Z table, we locate that, then we read the area. Whatever the area is, especially for the bottom part, okay, whatever that, because if you want to do the other one, you have to do 1 minus. It's an easier to find, to take the Z, and then let's say, for example, let's say that Z calc came out to be 1.96. Okay, 1.96. If it is 1.96, then the p-value 1.96. You go to the table. The area for 1.96 is 0.975. Okay, 0.975 means from here to here is 0.975. That means this area right there is 0.025. That's going to be your p-value. Multiply that by 2. So in this case, p-value is equal to 2 times 0.025. In this case, it is going to be 0.05. So that's going to be it's going to be 0.05. So that's going to be your p-value. Is that clear enough, Stephanie? Well, it doesn't have anything to do with the sigma known, sigma unknown. No. Now, when you're going to do the p-value for sigma unknown case, this is for sigma known, okay? When you want to do it for sigma unknown, you go to the T table. You go ahead and instead of Z, you calculate T calc, right? Now that you go through all those steps, but instead of Z, you calculate T, right? Once you calculate a T, then you go to the T table and you want to locate the T value that you have calculated. I'm trying to see if I can have the T table for you. These are all Z table that I have here. Hold on, guys. Let's see. No T table, no. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use the book. Okay, so this is the T table. All right. Here is the T table. Let's see if I can. Okay, do you see this? You see those values on top? The values in boldface. Okay, the values in boldface, Stephanie. Those are the p-value. Now, let's say that you did find your T. You calculated your T. You have to look in this area across from your degree of freedom. Degree of freedom is the sample size minus 1, n minus 1, okay? I'm sorry, degree of freedom is right here. You locate the degree of freedom, then across from that degree of freedom, you start locating the t that you have calculated. If the t is not here, then you find the range. Okay? Let's say that the t is between this value and this value right there. Let's say that the t is in between this value and that value right there. Let me see what those are. Those are 2.015 and 2.571. 2.015 and 2.571 across number 5 degree of freedom. Okay? Now, if your t value is in between these two, then you say the p value is in between this value and this value. Let me see what these are. It's 0.05 and 0.025. 0.05 and 0.025. So in this case, your p value, you have to guess it. It's in between 0.05 and 0.025. This is how you find the p value. Is that clear, Stephanie? Quite welcome. And remember, guys, when you are using the degree of freedom, you're going to use it for calculation. You always do n-1. If you don't do it for calculation, you might have some questions straight asking you for t is equal to this, alpha is equal to this, then what is your p-value? In that case, you don't do n-1. Okay? Quite welcome, Stephanie. So we only have 3 of you guys. That means everybody is doing great. So otherwise, we had more people. In the past 2 weeks, this is the 8th office hour that I'm holding. And I've been holding this 30 minutes office hour every day for you guys. But I didn't have that many students. Frankly, I can tell that for all 8 sessions of office hours that I have had between last week and this week, maybe total of, I think the first one that I had, the largest number was like about 15 people. Then after that, once I had 5 or 6, no, 8 or 9, the second meeting. And then after that, I have had no more than 3 or 4 students participating. And in 2 or 3 of these office hours, I didn't have none. Didn't have any. So I would say probably total of like 30, maybe 34, 35 out of 275 students that I have. So that tells me not that many people running into problem, but at least I hope not, or at least that's the way that I look at it. Jenny, I think your online lecture videos are quite helpful since we can pause and rewind. Yeah, I know. That is a very good factor, that you guys can rewind and watch it over and over. Yeah, I agree with you. Jenny. Yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah, I look at it as a positive thing. Like, as I said, 275, like, about maybe 12% for 8 days, like 12% of 275. That means approximately like about 88%, you know, they're okay with everything. And I look at it positively. I agree with you, Jenny. I do agree with you. As a matter of fact, I am preparing for that. Stephanie, is the final exam going to allow students to go back to previous question? No. The way that these are designed, Stephanie, first of all, you guys are going to take the exam on a scheduled time, on the final exam scheduled time. And I think my CSULB students, their exams are given in 2 days of May 11th and May 13th. And my 8 o'clock class, I think they have the test on May 11th at 8 a.m. And I think my Monday, Wednesday, 2 p.m. class. Well, I better don't say anything because I have it all for you guys on Beachboard under the announcement, under the news items. All right. And you guys take it like regular final exam, like face-to-face final exam. The time, the day and time of it is the same as regular face-to-face final exam. But no, you only go through the questions one at a time, and you have 2 hours for CSULB students, 2 hours for CPP, Cal Poly, 1 hour, 15 minutes. I'm sorry, guys, this is how your institution, your college um, has decided to administer the final exam for you guys. They give you 1 hour, 50 minutes. And then once you start, you're going to have to finish it. Well, if this is the last office hours, yes, it is, Jenny. And chance to speak with you. Thank you for wonderful semester. Now, thank you very much, Jenny. I wish the best for you and all of my students in all campuses that I teach. And I teach in 3 campuses. I teach one course in a community college as well. I thank you very much for the kind word, and I wish you the best. Stephanie, do you have any study tips for taking the final? Since the beginning of every semester, you have to study like you eat. That should have been done since the beginning of the semester. You need to study in a small pace, steady, ongoing. You better study with friends in a group. You work on or solve those problems that I did work on, that I used for you guys during my lecture. And if you have time, those problems that I have assigned on the syllabus. And try to stay away from anxiety if you can. And if you find a secret that you were able to, share that with me as well. Thank you. Dip Nguyen, thank you, Professor. Have a nice summer. You do the same, Dip. You take care. I thank you very much for the kind word, and I wish you a very good, healthy, safe, secure summer to all of you guys. If I had found the secret from this. You're, you're right, Stephanie. But you never know. Maybe you come across the solution. All right, guys, this office hours is coming to an end. I wish that all of you guys would do great in the final exam. And more than anything, I wish that you stay safe in a good spirit. Um, you don't know, maybe we bump into each other sometime on campus in the near future. Okay, guys, no question for me? We say goodbye. Thank you very much, Stephanie. I wish the same thing for you and your loved ones. Goodbye, everyone.